Hey everyone. Okay, it looked like my lighting was really poor. Sorry about that. Hopefully, it's not too dark. I'm Stacey Johnson. I am a woman empowerment coach, and welcome to Surviving Shock. I'm glad you are here. And today, we're going to talk about how our stress as moms can be seen in our kids if we don't manage our stress. So, have you ever noticed that there are days that when you're more stressed, your kids come home maybe acting out more? Maybe they're clingy. That's not just bad luck or that you're doing something wrong as a parent. There's real connection. And that's what we're going to talk about is sharing how our stress affects our kids, what behaviors to watch for, and most importantly, what can you do about it? And so our kids are like mirrors. They may not understand everything that we're going through. You may not even be communicating that you are stressed or you're overwhelmed or that you've had a bad day, but our kids feel it. When our nervous system is dysregulated, tense, anxious, or rushed, your child's nervous system picks up that same signal. Sometimes it's modeling. They see you reacting with frustration or overwhelm. Maybe you're yelling more. They learn how you respond. Other times, it's just the energy in our home, the emotional climate, as we can say. And that makes them feel unsafe, unsettled. Kids don't have the words, but their behaviors speak volumes. And so let me share a few things that kids can show in their behaviors. I've seen when I've worked with families, I've seen kids, they may be more emotional, which that means maybe they are anxious more. They worry. They talk about like the what ifs more often. They feel more sensitive, maybe, or what we would call sensitive, using those words, or they may just shut down. And then there's the behavioral incidences. They're acting out, maybe being more oppositional, refusing to do things that you've asked them to do, or even going backwards, like in their development. You might feel like they are, clingy more, acting kind of like using a more, what we would say, babyish tone in their voice. That's all those behaviors are acting out because they don't have the words to say what they are feeling. They're feeling unsettled and they don't necessarily have the words for it. And then we also have school issues. Maybe they're struggling focusing. Maybe they're having their grades are slipping backwards or being disorganized. Maybe they're not getting their homework done because, again, that kind of goes into that defiance, but it also can be not organized in bringing everything home. Maybe they have physical complaints like headaches, stomach aches. They're complaining about nightmares, so they're not sleeping well. And maybe you're noticing some changes with their eating. If you've seen these behaviors in your child during a more stressful season for yourself, it's not that they're being bad, and it's not that they're purposely trying to be defiant. It's their way of trying to tell you that they are also overwhelmed by what is going on. And they need you to be able to regulate your own emotions. And why this is important is because our kids often think they may cause that stress. Again, they may not hear you saying things like, I'm stressed or I've had a bad day, but they're picking up. And they may start to feel like they are the cause of that stress. They might quietly ask themselves, did I do something wrong? Is there something wrong with me? And over time, that stress in the home, if it's going unmanaged, it can chip away at our kids' confidence, their ability to self regulate, and even can affect their relationships. But the good news is that we can make a shift. We don't have to be perfect. Don't think that, and I don't want you to think that you're blaming yourself for all of what's going on with your kids. We're human and we weren't always taught the best ways to regulate our emotions. And so that's what we can do. And remember, in a few of the other trainings, we've talked about this disruption. That's why this is surviving disruption. This channel is about, the disruptions can be big things like a death of a parent, a loss of a pet, but it also can be just daily disruptions, those daily stressors that get in the way. And if we don't manage them properly and our energy, if we don't, then our energy changes, then that can impact our kids. And so, again, we don't have to be perfect. We can just make small shifts in what we're doing. So, what are some shifts that you can do? One, make sure that you hit that subscribe button so that you can come back to other trainings that I offer. Two, you can download my Calm and Focus Breakthrough Kit so you can, evaluate where your overwhelm is affecting your life. And three, you can book your mission emotion call so that we can just have a chat. Bring your favorite coffee or tea, and let's just have a small coffee chat on where are the daily disruptions affecting you, and how can you manage them so they don't run off on your kids. But there's other shifts. Just taking a breath, taking that pause before you react. Even one deep breath can change the energy. And name your emotion. Name it out loud. I'm feeling overwhelmed and I need a break. This teaches our kids emotions are normal and that we can manage them. And like I have been doing in all their lives, I've been using our somatic exercise cards. So we're going to pick 3 again. Make sure you pick pile 1, 2, or 3 in your head. And think about which card you want to do. And then I'm going to all right. So we can use somatic exercises as well to help regulate our nervous system, give ourselves that break in the pause. And so card number 1 is humming. And in this, humming involves producing a continuous sound by vibrating our vocal cords with closed lips. And it promotes relaxation, reduce stress, and calms the mind, making it simple and effective technique to incorporate into daily routines for relaxation and stress relief. And I'm apologizing now. My dogs are being a little restless right now. And so they're walking around me and attempting to jump up. And I don't want them to necessarily be in the screen. So kind of moving my hands around. Sorry about that. So the humming is literally you're going to sit or stand comfortably with a straight posture. Inhale deeply through your nose. Close your lips gently and hum as you exhale. That's that simple. Box breathing is, you've probably heard this one before, but it is imagine a box and you're going to breathe in for 4, hold it for 4, breathe out for 4, and hold it for another 4. before you start another round of breathing. Box breathing is also known as square breathing. It's simple yet powerful breathing technique used to calm the mind, reduce stress, and improve focus. So it involves breathing in a rhythmic pattern like that. In for four, hold it for four, exhale for four, and release for four, or hold it for four again. So that is the rhythmic breathing part of square or box breathing. And card number 3 was vagus nerve massage. And vagus nerve massage is a technique used to stimulate the vagus nerve, which plays a crucial role in regulating our parasympathetic nervous system. And this practice can help reduce stress, improve digestion, and promote relaxation. And the vagus nerve extends from the brainstem down to the abdomen, influencing various bodily functions. So you're going to sit or lie down, relax and breathe, close your eyes, and locate the vagus nerve. It runs along the sides of your neck, close to the carotid artery and jugular vein. So you'll place fingertips on the sides of your neck, below your jawline, and massage in a circle motion down toward your collarbone for 1 to 2 minutes per side. Okay, so that's the vagus nerve massage. So that was card number 3. So again, pick which card that you want to try for the week. Put in the comments which one you tried and how you felt using that somatic technique. And imagine that instead of your stress spilling over to your kids, you have a calmer presence and it becomes the anchor that helps them grow stronger, braver, and more resilient. That's the ripple effect of you managing your own stress. So, utilizing one of these techniques every day can help you find your calm. But then again, you can reach out to me or book one of that mission emotion call. And like I said, bring your favorite coffee or tea and let's just sit down and chat about what kind of life disruptions are you struggling to manage? And then also we can discuss what your kids' behavior looks like when stress is not being managed in the household. And because my goal is to help you manage your stress so that again you can have emotionally stable and resilient kids. All right, have a wonderful weekend.